Ganyu! Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived!
How do you sleep standing up? I'll never understand that.
Hello, friends.
I like how she doesn't even see who it is. Just because Yao Yao said it was friends, she's just like, hello, friends.
Ganyu!
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that.
I recommend it. It might perk her right up.
A guest at Wanmin restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. Its stimulative effects are much stronger than what can be achieved from chewing on mint leaves alone.
Ugh. Ugh. I recommend the oil, love. That sounds terrible.
Apologies in advance.
Are you just going to backhand?
Wait! Shenhe! Not there!
You see Shenhe take out a small green bottle, extract some minty-smelling liquid, and apply it to Ganyu's horns. Can I point out the problem with this? Usually with oils, it's the same as like vapor rubs, you know, for when you're sick and you need to clear out your system so you can breathe. You generally want to be putting smelling stuff under your nose, like lower than your nose, because your nostrils point downwards, funnily enough. So you need a scent that goes up into them. Otherwise, it's just diluted and not nearly as strong or potent. And I also want to point out, and this is not particular to the mint, but for like actual vapor rubs and stuff, it's also the fumes that have an effect. So you need to be putting them under your nose for the fumes to go up into your nose to have an effect. It's like smelling salts as well. It's not the smell that wakes you up, it's the fumes. So I give horns, it's not an ideal placement. Yaya and Paimon look on in shock, mouths agape, but cannot stop them. Again, there was plenty of time to stop Xianhe before she did this. You all just stood back and watched. That would burn, wouldn't it? I'm going to assume the reason why they were so shocked is that she has some sort of sensitive receptacles on her horns. So that could burn.
See? It worked. She's awake.
Although, is it peppermint or mint? There is a distinction between the two as well. If it was peppermint, burn. Mint, probably not so much.
Are you okay, Ganyu? Do you need some water? Or maybe something to eat?
I'm fine. I just feel chilly all over.
Not sure I get that correlation.
Huh. Was it that effective?
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to a calm heart. So, does this mean that heat's what we need to help you, Ganyu?
I don't think she meant a cool head literally.
Pilot doesn't think that's what the expression means exactly.
Nope.
I feel a bit better now. Was I asleep? Must have been around the time I usually take my midday nap.
I was going to say you take a midday nap, but then I stopped to realize that actually is an acceptable sleeping schedule for some people. Some people's bodies actually find it more productive to function that way. They'll sleep like nighttime sleep. It doesn't have to be nighttime. Your schedule can be whenever, but for argument's sake, nighttime sleep. Say the average person sleeps 8 hours. Some people will actually just sleep like, say, 6 hours. This is just an example. 6 hours at night. They'll power through until, for example, midday, then take a 2-hour nap in that period of time, and then continue on, and then they'll go to sleep at a later time because they've got those extra 2 hours there. And people's bodies can function that way and keep them actually being even more productive. I don't know that it works for everybody's body. I don't know necessarily that it would work for me because napping doesn't make me feel better. But not napping feels really bad as well when I'm particularly tired. So I don't know that it works for everybody, but has been proven to being a very effective method.
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you often. Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin restaurant with me. We get off at 10 on the dot every night without fail.
I'm not laughing at what she's saying. I'm laughing at the context of what she's saying. Hey, Ganyu, I know that you're super dedicated to your job, but you know what? It ain't working for you. So just put your life's work aside. Come join me just cooking randomly at this random restaurant where it totally isn't your dream to be a chef. What? Poor Ganyu.
I could never.
I know you could never.
I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
She finally realizes that there's a stranger in the midst.
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. I believe I've heard your name mentioned around the Ministry of Civil Affairs. People tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker, and you are very generous with your help.
Well, you know me. Or, I guess you don't.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe, and this is Yao Yao.
It's an honor to finally meet you all.
Finally? Why finally?
Oh, you must be here for Auntie Xianyun's kite-making workshop, right?
Yes. I have neither made nor flown a kite before. As long as Master is willing to teach, I am willing to learn.
Me too. I want to participate in the kite flying competition with my best friend.
Oh, the thingy. Right, I was like, which character are we talking about? We haven't had a best friend introduced, and then I realized who it was.
Plus, it's more meaningful if you make the kite yourself, right? Your best friend didn't come with you? Well, Chi-Chi's
Oh, no,
been super
it is-
busy helping Dr. Baiju lately. I'll meet up with her later and give her a huge surprise.
I thought she meant old mate in a backpack. I couldn't remember his name. I still can't remember his name. There's Yue in it somewhere. Yuegui? I don't remember. I thought that's who she was referring to. No, okay, she's best friends with Chi-Chi. Did I know this? Chi-Chi has a friend, guys. That's so adorable. Oh, I want to see her reaction. I want to see her reaction to the kite. Oh, it'll be so cute.
Oh, I also brought bandages and ointment with me today.
What?
It's easy to cut yourself when working with bamboo, so I thought I should come prepared.
You are amazingly resilient for a child. I love your eyes.
Wow, you're really thoughtful.
As for myself, I'm afraid I lack some of my companion's enthusiasm.
And well-rested condition.
I was originally planning to buy a ready-made kite and just enjoy the festive city atmosphere with everyone. But Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. She always puts us before herself.
You sure that isn't a form of ego stroking?
It was so thoughtful of her to arrange this workshop, so I simply couldn't let such consideration go to waste. My motivation for being here might be a little different, yes, but I'm ready to put in just as much effort as everyone else.
Well, we're all here, but where the heck is Xianyun? Shouldn't she be here by now?
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered tone?
The only person who would.
Oh, come on, you clearly heard Paimon.
Best response ever.
Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone. Come get it while it's still warm.
There's this kid who looks like every other generic kid in this game. They literally, their faces do not change. I guess you've got a new disciple, question mark?
Oh, Paimon, sorry, Miss Illuminated Bird. Paimon always knew you were the smartest, coolest, and prettiest Adeptus. Someone as wonderful as you is sure to have brought enough for Paimon as well, right?
No, because you eat too much. Clever Retainer sets down her bags while Shiyu hands out the grilled fish. Maybe we learn who Shiyu is in the story quest. As everyone begins to talk, lively conversation fills the usually tranquil environment of Mount Altion.
So delicious. Paimon's life is complete.
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. Go ahead and divide yourselves into small groups.
Paimon doesn't count. She's not doing anything.
The materials are over here. The regular dyes and luminescent ones have been clearly marked.
Ooh, I can
Use them
tell.
as you see fit. As for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure to listen to the instructions one provided while we were
Oh,
eating.
she already gave us the
Yes?
instructions?
Are there any questions?
Gumming was going to bring up your dyes, but I think it's a bit late now.
Paimon may have focused a little too hard on the eating and less on the listening.
I'll be the one making it anyway. You can just help out.
Paimon knew she could count on you, Traveler.
No, Paimon knew she couldn't. Paimon, sorry. The Traveler knew she couldn't trust and count on you.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself of the cool air while one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company if you have any trouble, questions, or simply want to chat.
Shouldn't you be hovering to give pointers as they do the task, not like seating yourself away from them?
We're not in any hurry to get started. Why don't we go see what the others are up to?
Well, they're getting started too, so they're not up to much.
We
we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
No, I'm good.
Hey, Gaming, want to team up?
Huh? I have to participate? I thought I'd be done for the day after adjusting the dye formula.
You're that unenthused by kite making, huh? That doesn't seem like you.
No, it's not that. It's just...
Oh, the music! I pulled a Chi-Chi. Listen to it.
It would take too long to explain. I guess I'll just make one then. What shape should we go with? How about a butterfly?
The butterfly symbolizes a desire for freedom. Perhaps that's also what Gumming's searching for.
What do you think, Shuyu? Is there a particular design you want?
I want a Swanee!
What was it, Swanee again? I don't remember.
That might be a little hard to pull off.
True, but I still want to try. They're super cute.
I don't remember what they are.
Okay, it's decided then.
I mean, it's the kid's problem. Ouch, in the end anyway. Don't mind me. Accidentally locked my chair. The wheels. Do it. What?
Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things on my horns from now on. They're really quite sensitive.
Really? Are they now?
I see. My apologies. I shall remember that in the future.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good.
You're just minty fresh now.
Could I touch them just once more, though? No oil or anything this time. I've just always wondered what Miss Ganyu's horns feel like.
Were they deliberately going for sexual vibes here? Or is that just how it's coming across? When someone tells you that their horns are sensitive, usually it goes into erogenous territory. And, I mean, I know that they just could be sensitive. That's fine. But usually when you mention them in narratives, usually that's a little something's going to happen if you rub the horns. And so Shanghai going, can I touch them again, though, even knowing they're extra sensitive? It's like, oh, you try to romance Ganyu?
Huh? Please, I told you. Just call me Ganyu. Well, all right. Just be gentle.
Oh, I was not ready for this.
Firm to the touch with no discernible temperature. Oh, not unlike certain medicinal plants I've eaten before.
She's really going for it.
Oh, still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched.
Oh, we know.
I should stop.
Oh, we know. Oh, boy.
I see. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead next time.
So it's better than applying it on her chest.
Oh, no need. I'll just refrain from taking afternoon naps outdoors.
I mean, that's probably recommended anyway.
Anyway, we should probably get started on our kite. It won't be long before Cloud Retainer comes to check on our progress.
And thus blooms the sexual awareness of Ganyu and Shanna.
Perhaps we should just choose the most traditional style.
That would match the two of you.
Okay.
Which is?
Well,
You're even gonna elaborate?
Seem to be getting along swimmingly.
That's one way to put
Let's
it.
not disturb them.
I mean, I agree with the second part. It feels very intrusive right now. Does that mean Yael's my partner?
Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! Am I doing it right?
I don't know. Looks like a bird.
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design, is it a finch?
Yep.
One is looking forward to seeing your finished product.
What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao?
Green.
I haven't decided yet. If I make it blue, it'll be more like my friend. But if I make it gold, it'll be more like me.
I would argue that green is your stronger color, which is why I said green. Your bells are gold, but that's about it.
If you are asking for one's own opinion, one would advise choosing gold. When giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings, is it not? One imagines your friend would much prefer a kite that reminds them of you.
Oh, hey, I never told you the kite was for Chi-Chi. How did you know?
With age comes wisdom, child. One simply has a way of knowing things.
Or it could be the way she was talking about her friend's coloring versus her own coloring.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Auntie Cloud Retainer.
She's like a smarter version of Klee.
I'm gonna start painting it gold right now.
She's like still chaotic, but in like a manageable way.
Good.
It's a useful
One
chaotic.
will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied.
You're telling me.
One was under the impression that one was supposed to be doing the relaxing. Is your kite finished?
Haven't even started.
Oh, we actually haven't started yet, but we're going to start, right now. We should get started on our kite now. Let's go.
Do I get to pick the shape? Do I get to pick anything? Or am I just gonna be
We have to decide
stuck?
on the shape. Hey, what are you laughing at?
I don't know. What is she laughing at? The obvious answer is to make a Paimon-shaped kite. Why is that the obvious answer? I don't want to fly Paimon. I've got one already. Why do I want a second one?
Oh, that's not a completely crazy idea.
I think it is.
If nothing else, a Paimon-shaped kite could at least make sure you never get lost on your travels and always find the tastiest food and funnest things to do wherever you go.
How does a Paimon-shaped kite ensure those things?
Maybe we're not exercising enough artistic license. Ooh, we should exaggerate this a bit. How about this? The word Paimon means the guardian angel of travelers.
I'm so confused what you're trying to go for here. You build the kite's frame according to Cloud Retainer's instructions. Jesus. I think the head's disproportionate to the body, considering the body's where all the food goes.
What expression should we give her, since the kite is going to be flying super high in the sky?
She should look pleased with herself. She should look afraid. She should look guilty about something.
Oh, Paimon totally didn't do anything wrong. And even if she did, she doesn't deserve to get shot up into the sky for it. Something like this, then.
Yep. That's the one.
Now that we've decided, let's make it happen.
I mean, I don't feel like I've had any creative input here, Paimon. You kind of, well, not you, I suppose the traveler arbitrarily decided what shape the kite was going to make, which I do not appreciate. I think this game needs to start giving the players more agency and letting us make choices. Largely irrelevant, but in the small, size of things, it would be kind of cool to be able to choose the shape of our kite. Like, give us 3 options at least and let us pick out the 3 options. I mean, that's something. Not the expression on Paimon's face. Not what I'm talking about.
It's done! Paimon has to say. Kai Paimon might even rival real Paimon in terms of cuteness.
I'm really confused on how it flies, though.
Now we just have to attach the string, right?
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh, Shenyun's calling us!
Let one take a look.
Wow! Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty.
Can someone tell me if that's made out of paper or not? Because it looks heavy. Very, very heavy. God, the detailing on the finch's wings.
Yep. The coloring makes it look a lot like Master. If the tail wasn't split in 2 like that, it might even be a spitting image. If you look closely, there are a few spots where the colors go outside the lines. Did you doze off while painting it, Ganyu?
Looks fine to me.
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but I simply could not recall the coloring of any bird. Except Master. Or should I say that I'm too familiar with her crane form? Even when she stands before us in human form, all I can see is blue and white.
I said blue and green, but you do.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see it too.
Exactly. So I simply closed my eyes and painted from memory.
No way. You can paint with your eyes closed? Wow. The disciples of Adepti really are something.
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the likeness.
Shenhe is actually incredibly filial. I like that about her.
The Swanee that Gaming and Shuyu made looks very majestic.
Oh, that's what the Swanee was.
I'm sure it'll look even more impressive as it soars
Right.
through the sky.
I mean, I knew we'd had the reference before, but I couldn't remember what it was. But that makes sense. Yeah, it actually looks super cool. I like this design. Still concerned about the bell.
The eyes and ears glow in the dark, so you're sure to see it at night.
You do realize that you've got to like illuminate them before you throw it up in the sky, because otherwise it's not going to glow. Glow in the dark doesn't just inherently glow, like it's bioluminescent. You need to, for lack of a better phrase, charge it with light before you do anything with it.
Your golden finch is cute too, Yao Yao.
Where's ours?
It's all thanks to Auntie Cloud Retainer's guidance.
What about your kite, traveler?
Right? Right, just she looks so satisfied.
Ta-da! Here it is!
Very Paimon-like indeed.
Why do you say that, Shen, huh?
That one time the traveler suspected that a piece of meat was missing from their bowl, that was the exact expression on your face.
Is that something that happened?
So it was you. You're the culprit.
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Why is the Jade Chamber
Oh.
here? Is Ningguang in the vicinity? As a gentle breeze brushes past, the Jade Chamber drifts towards everyone's feet.
Who dares attempt such a flagrant
it's
display
motorized.
of impropriety by releasing a kite into one's territory without one's permission?
Kind of starts to feel like a drone at this point, doesn't it? That does feel invasive.
Oh, and to do so by making use of this crude piece of mortal machinery. One simply must know who it is that possesses such impertinence.
Next thing you know, it's Xiao.
Continue
Can you
attaching
imagine?
the strings, everyone. One will be but a moment.
Wow, that frog is huge.
Cloud Retainer? Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you to go after Cloud Retainer?
I mean, I can't stop her. She's a bloody adeptus.
Master's going to be okay, right?
I'm more concerned about who she's attacking.
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
Me too, can't you? Me too. Oh, that requires
There's wind up
climbing.
ahead. Looks like we can glide over.
Thank God, because it just said, oh, it requires climbing. Whoop! Almost missed that one. Oh, we're a bit high. Yep.
It's right there.
Right where? Oh, there.
This Fontanian device of
wondered if it was
mechanical
them.
motion is quite curious indeed.
They were actually, I know I jokingly said Shao, but these two were the only two who would dare fly that kind of thing at Cloud Retainer's place. And the only people who would want to, because they wanted to disturb her because they didn't see her in Liyue Harbor. I think they're trying to get her out of her funk that they seem to think she is in.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently attentive, and now the kite has vanished.
Oh, you didn't do it intentionally. Huh, it's even funnier.
Calm yourself. Do you have any recollection of its last location?
One believes it drifted in the direction of Mount Outsong. Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels a certain sense of dread at the thought.
Yep, you and me both, buddy.
Your concern is misplaced, surely.
Nope, it really isn't.
Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her disciples, or secluded in her abode attending to her research. She will not notice that kite. On the subject of said kite, however, one simply must remark on the genius of its windless lift technology. One cannot help but surmise that its ingenuity rivals that of Cloud Retainer's creations.
Don't say that where she can hear you.
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing, we can both say farewell to any further use of the Supreme Cuisine Machine.
One presumes that this kite belongs to you.
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted. This is all your fault.
I love how he just places all the blame on Mooncover.
One's fault. One seems to recall that releasing the kite was no solitary endeavor. Say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to appease her.
Further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath. It would be better to stay silent and retire at the earliest opportunity.
I don't think she's going to allow for silence.
We can hardly avoid her forever. That may suffice during Lantern Rite. But what about the Moon Chase Festival? Sooner or later, she will discover our true identity.
Like she doesn't already know?
Hello?
Go retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not. You retrieve it.
That is not our kite.
Oh, so an adeptus such as oneself is mistaken then?
Ah, you're an Adeptus? Please forgive us for any impropriety. I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain. Pray, who could be responsible for such wanton behavior?
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite... mint! Well, and if that's all, then we'll just be on our way.
We finally caught up. You sure do fly fast in your illuminated bird form, Xinyan. Mooncarver? Mountain Sheeper? What are you doing here?
I mean, it's not like you didn't already recognize him, but Jesus, way to just blow it.
You!
She...
Okay, now Paimon's getting a weird vibe. Did she say something wrong?
Yes, you just outed them.
It is of no consequence. Long has
She
one
would have been
seen
stupid
through
not
their
to see through it.
disguises.
Yeah.
One was simply curious as to how long they would keep up the act.
Then you are not angry?
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well aware of how enticing these city novelties can be.
We were simply consumed by a fit of festive spirit. Seldom do we get the opportunity to partake in the delights of the times. However, we are far from being as adept as you in matters that require a deftness of hand. No worthy kite could be born of our own making. Thus, we could only take the convenient route, so to speak.
Your prowess in mechanics is unparalleled, Cloud Retainer. You wield the wind and waves themselves. Your singular talent stands unmatched across the land. Of this, we are well aware.
One has guests to attend to. We will have to convene again some other time.
Oh, you could come learn about kite making with us.
Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
But you're fast. Oh, slow down, Cloud Retainer.
We're leaving already? Oh, all this flying from place to place is wearing Paimon out.
Can you just fast travel me back? Gentlemen.
It seems that one's concern was misplaced after all.
Then, should we continue flying the kite?
A splendid suggestion, but it would be advisable to change locations.
Yeah, further away from the mountain would be a good
Perhaps
suggestion.
your mountain would suffice? It is more than spacious enough.
A fine idea. A fine idea indeed.
Okay. I don't remember which mountain's yours, but I recommend that you do that. I suppose I could just fast travel back, right? That would be the fastest method. Oh, hello. Wink. Well, they're still alive. Wait, where's everybody else?